Hey y'all, it's Thursday, and my priority just turned to an emergency. Oh, I wanted to share something with y'all. Okay, had to get my journal, because I want you to hear this. 9/23/2021, Thursday, 6:10 a.m., and I am feeling the pressure of today, what to do, who to talk with, what needs cleaning, fixing, building, repairing, or replacing. But the daily chores are first. Father, please show me what's next and what I need to do. I feel crazy every day. Here comes the sun, Abba. Help me. Cause to happen what is in your will for my life, and give me courage and wisdom to accomplish it. Until later. Have to go tend Mona and the ducks. So as I'm tending to the ducks, I hear this terrible noise in the water house. It's the pump failing. Boy, did it make a racket. It was scary. Oh, I can't walk with these. So what do I have to do? I called Emily. And Emily helped me to order the new water pump and have it shipped. And until then, hopefully it's just coming from Henderson, near Vegas, outside of Vegas. So it's coming FedEx, so it shouldn't take too long. And then Matt, my cement guy, and his friend, I think they're willing to install it for me. Meantime, I gotta get water out of this tank and just finish it off. But I also gotta figure out how to get water out of those tanks, because when it stopped, there's no pressure in the tank at all. It's just done. I'm so bummed. I'm not that bummed, because did you hear what I prayed? I said, Father, please show me what's next. Help me cause to happen what is in your will for my life. He knew that pump was going, but I didn't. Was it the pump? Was it the regulator? How long can I do this? I was juggling. And then it got hot yesterday and I didn't juggle as well because I had to use swamp cooler. And my plants are suffering. But they're not suffering horrible as of yet. That was just yesterday. But there was no wind. And we've got the same kind of day fast approaching. So my thought is that I'm going to disconnect the water pump in the greenhouse. At least I will be able to turn the fan on and not have to worry about the water. I'm going to be hot, but I can run the fan. And I can, we'll see. I'm going to try to rig the hose up with a little transfer pump that will give me water to closer to my place so I can at least fill up jugs. And the hose used to run to the Tiny because it was Bob's really awesome, potable hose. And it's what we used to run our water into the house. But I filter all that water anyway for drinking purposes. But that way I've got water accessible for cleaning things. And that's not the duck pen. Where's the duck pen? Wherever the duck pen is. What do I do first? I'm going to disconnect the water pump out of the greenhouse. That's first. Okay, got my tape, got my water bottle, made sure that the swamp cooler is definitely turned off. And this shouldn't take but a minute.
baptized in the fountain of youth. I was scrutinized for telling the truth. There's a scandal going on around here, reflections. Looking back in the mirror, did I mention I was losing the tooth? I got to move on, got mountains to move. I 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 got mountains to move. A transformation will get a new look. I'm salivating, get me off the hook. I need a martini without the vermouth. I gotta move on, mountains to move. I got 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 mountains to move. Yeah. Hey. I got my business.
So, what's next? What's next?
My mental
Water.
health, I'm down. Down in a rut, I'm down.
In order to get my little transfer pump to get the water out of here and the other tanks, I've got to get the cap that was put on to this tank because it was busted. And so we found that cap and we replaced it, and that stopped the leak, we thought. And that's probably why the pump went bad, was because there was a leak where there shouldn't have been a leak. And I didn't know. So anyway, it sure didn't help things, I'm sure. So I got to get that. I'll be right back. I'm going to show you the cap I'm talking about. This is inside the water house. And I got to get that off. Right there. That. Okay, wish me luck. I had to get a tool. But I did it. Next step, put it on the little pump. Oh, that's not the next step. The next step is figure out how to use that water and use the pump, because the pump runs when it's plugged in. I'm gonna go think about this. Okay, I wanted to explain what I did about the greenhouse swamp cooler and why I took out the pump, because you need two components for a swamp cooler. Something to cool, which is the water, and a fan that pulls the air through it, cools the air as it goes through the water. Right now, it's just a hot fan blowing, or whatever temperature's outside. And it's not terrible. And it's an overcast day, but at least the fan will keep the air circulating, because I got something to show y'all in the greenhouse. I'm so excited. First things first, I'll be right back.
I was baptized in the fountain of youth. I was scrutinized for telling the truth. There's a scandal going on around here, reflections. Looking back in the mirror, did I mention I was losing the tooth? I got to move on, got mountains to move. I 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 got mountains to move. A transformation will get a new look. I'm salivating, get me off the hook. I need a martini without the vermouth. I gotta move on, mountains to move. I got mountains to move. I got mountains.
Now just gotta figure out where to put the water. But first I'm gonna go turn that pump off.
Mountains to move. I got mountains to move. I got my business, I keep to myself. I spent a fortune. My mental health, I'm down in a rut.
Okay, something else I'm gonna do before I finish with the water tank for the day is fill up this water jug right here so that I can pour over a gallon at a time out of that for the animals. Okay, well, I'm back inside. That was a whole lot of effort. I know that the little pump is so little. You wouldn't think that it weighs as much as a bag of cement. Just about, it's over 20 pounds. I have to be really careful, and ow. So I did that. And I got the water jug filled, so I'm ready for the next few hours. In here, I need water. And I can, if it gets really too hot to bear, I can use that hose, fill up the pan that runs my swamp cooler water, and monitor it and cool it off. So I don't know how many days I'm going to have to do that. I am excited about what's happening in the greenhouse, and I want to share that with y'all. But not today. Today, I'm wiped out. Tomorrow. I love y'all. Good morning, y'all. It's Friday, preparation day. The sun is coming up over the mountain, and I am making preparation. And the way I'm going to do that, I've kind of figured out a system with the water tank, with the big water tank, and how I'm functioning with water. Now, yesterday I had to turn on my swamp cooler a couple of times. And what I do is I just go out with that hose, turn on the pump, and spray it down and fill up the pan. And I only had to do that twice because I did not run the swamp cooler all day. And once it's wet, it stays cool for a pretty good while. Actually, it's warmer this morning than it has been, but I think it's probably the humidity because the sun is coming up through, let's see if you can see it, through clouds. And they kind of look like rain. Yeah, it could be. It has been quite a trick to remember how to use water that's not pumped directly in your house. And I'm reminded every time I go over there and just flip that switch, how grateful I am to have running water in my house. And Bob made that happen. And at least once a week, I expressed my gratitude. Because even if it is, it's not heated unless I put it on the stove. But it's still nice to have water just come in your house without having to go out in the driveway, turn on the pump, come back to where the jugs are and fill them up. And then haul the gallon jugs inside or wherever they need to be. Now, what I can do, because that hose is long enough, I am able to drag it into the duck pen and take care of their water. I am also able, which I did this morning, I've never done this. I took the water hose in the greenhouse. I watered all the plants and I just put a light sprinkling of water on the ground, so to kind of hold the dirt down, because I can't run the swamp cooler in there, but I can run the fan. And by running the fan, it at least helps get some of the hot air out. I also sprayed the curtains. Thought I had moisture. We're not going that way, buddy. Flies. They find me all the way out here. I don't know what has been in this area. I think it's where the cows spend a lot of time. So Buddy's like, there's like a bazillion smells. There could also be, we have wildcats. I forget what their name is, but kind of like a cougarish mountain lion kind of cat. And they're supposed to live up in the mountains there, and people have seen them. Okay, hold on, buddy. Let me get me a little to place up here. And see, I'm giving my daughters a gift. They don't have to look for where to put my dry bones. And I'm placing the rocks. And all the little places. So my gift to them is, here's where you can bury me. And I already got it marked out. So that'll make it easier. And I've started bringing the big rocks up here too, because I want the red rocks too. So I've started bringing the bigger ones up so that they'll have those. And I know some people might think I'm being morbid. I'm not. It is what I said. It's a gift to my daughters so that they don't have to figure out what to do when the time comes. Look at that sun. Isn't that beautiful? Welcoming the day. This is my little update, and I'm going to include with this update, I'm going to take you over to the greenhouse because I got a surprise for you. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll talk to you in a few minutes. I'm kind of enjoying having this hose available because I can also fill up the wildlife water that's way down there, and I can reach my swamp cooler and wet it down, and I can reach the duck pen there. And something I remembered, I have got a 5-gallon jug in the back of my truck that I'm going to bring out here and fill up. then I think I might, maybe I'll put it in the greenhouse. I haven't decided where to put it. I don't really have room in the house, so. Did y'all know the back of my truck, the whole thing comes up? I know you saw it in a video, but I'll show you why it comes up. Let's see, is it unlatched? I have to unlatch it. That ain't easy. And I had put insulation on the outer edges, and it made it so I couldn't even do it by myself. So I scraped all that off so that I could lift it up. It also helps with my inverter down here and battery, keeping it cooler, by able to raise this up. Oh, it's full. Okay, so I was already prepared. So I think I'll leave it there, and then I'll just fill up, I'll remember that and fill up some jugs from it as I go along. So I'm gonna leave it up. Another day in the desert. And everybody's doing pretty good, actually. We made it through the worst part of summer. Now, I want to tell you about something that Emily has helped me do on 2 videos. And I want to explain it to you so that you'll know how to use it. It's called Chapters. And what it does, I go through the video, or Emily has done this for me, but I go through the video, and at each, you know how a squirrel everywhere? So at each squirrel point, you type in the date, not the date, the timestamp. And then I save all those, title them, and then you can click on that link and it goes directly to that. So if you want to skip the part where I'm talking about the cat and go to the next, you can just click on that. And I know that on your computer, the bar down here that shows how much you've seen, you know, that's reading it, it has breaks. And those breaks will take you, each break has a title. So you just put your cursor over there and you can see it. You can do it now. Go ahead. Just put your cursor up there and see what it does. Pretty cool, huh? So you can jump around, you can jump forward, you can jump back. It's like, what did she say again? And you can jump back to just that section. It's pretty awesome. It's called Chapters. And I just learned about it from another desert homestead. And they were talking about it, and I saw it, and I was like, that would be so wonderful for my people who are like, okay, I want to see the project done so you can skip ahead. I'm preparing to rest. Preparing to spend time with Abba. He's expecting me. Oh my goodness. I know, it's Sukkot. It's even more special Sabbath. But it's according to which calendar you're following. I'm following the one that says it's next month. And maybe by then, my Emily and her George will be here. And we can all celebrate together. I will be leaving a link to their Give, Send, Go campaign, where they are trying to get up the money right now to get a truck. And it's expensive. That's going to be the bulk expense and the thing that they need funded before anything else. And I'll leave the link so that you can go, a direct link. I'll show you the link here, but you can't click on it. I'll give you a clickable link everywhere I can. And every little bit helps, y'all. And they're making headway. And they have also, I think, there's things that they're just not going to need out here in the desert. So they'll be making some money that way. And George is presently still working. The company George works for, I'm pretty sure has government contracts. So he's going to lose his job. But until he does, he's making income. And of course they have their usual big house expenses, with electric and I should say, not the big house, the living on grid expenses. So moving is hard. Moving is expensive. Even if you're going next door, much less cross country. So I want to thank you for all of you who have helped by donating. And I hope that those of you who haven't will go check out Emily's page and see what they're up to. You're going to love her. She makes me look like I'm standing still. Oh my goodness, I hope y'all had a lovely Shabbat. And I will talk to you soon. I love y'all. Hey y'all, again, I wanted to show you my setup for Shabbat so that I won't have to worry about water. So what I did, I filled up 2-gallon jugs already, and which emptied out most, not half. There's about 3 gallons of in there. Then I already had this. What, can you see it? Yeah, that's another empty jug. And so, before the sun goes down tonight, I will refill that. And I'll have 3 gallons in the house, and I have multiple out here. And when I need to water the ducks, I just turn on the pump. So it's gonna be an adventure. My order for my water pump is still pending. So we'll see what happens next. Y'all stay tuned. I love y'all.
I was baptized in the fountain of youth. I was scrutinized for telling the truth. There's a scandal going on around here. Are reflections looking back in the mirror. Did I mention I was losing the tooth? I got to move on. Got mountains to move. I got mountains. Mountains to move. I got mountains. Mountains to move. I got mountains. Mountains to move, I got mountains. Mountains to move, a transformation. We'll get a new look, I'm salivating. Get me off the hook, I need a martini. Without the vermouth, I gotta move on. Mountains to move, I got mountains. 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 Mountains to move, yeah. Hey. I got my business, I keep to myself. I spent a fortune. My mental health, I'm down. Down in a rut, I'm down. I lost my groove, I got to move on. Got mountains to move, I got mountains. Mountains to move, I got mountains. Mountains to move, I got mountains. mountains to move. I got mountains, mountains to move. Hey, hey. Yeah. But I'm down, down in the rut, I'm down. I lost my groove, I got to move on. Got mountains to move, I got mountains. Mountains to move, I got mountains. Mountains to move, I got mountains. Mountains to move, I got mountains.
I'm turned around. Duck pen. There. Or is this? No, that's the annex. This is the duck pen. Give it up. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I got mountains to move. I got mountains. Mountains to move. I got mountains. Mountains to move. I got mountains. Mountains to move. Yeah.